I'm doing the millennial stare, which is just like extra excited to be asked for some
Please
paperwork
like
that you have
me.
ready. I just remembered I'm tagging us in.
You are. Yeah.
Shit.
That's spot on though to the vibes, I think, this week.
Oh man. I don't even know. Welcome back to Hate Spinnerbait, the podcast where we hate spinnerbait and also everything else.
Yeah. We love some things. I was gonna say, if it was me, this is very Aubrey Michael Hobbs of us, where we're like about to talk over taglines. If only we were as cool as them. And as successful as them. But if I had to tag us in, I would have said something like, welcome back to Hate Spinnerbait, the podcast where we hate spinnerbait. And we hope that you love the early aughts because they're back, baby.
They're back.
We're right back in it. We're back. We're about to have a terror meter on the news. Just wait for it, guys. It's coming. Prepare yourselves. We are in an orange level.
We already have sleeper cells.
The sleeper cells, where we've already started talking about the sleeper cells. We should probably introduce ourselves.
Of course. Duh, obviously.
Overrated.
I'm Mike Lan. Watch us on YouTube and you'll see me shimmy.
That was a really good shimmy. Y'all are going to want to see that.
Also, excuse the voice. I'm sick, which is bullshit, by the way.
Yeah.
But anyway. And with me, as always, is Bethany.
Bethany. Hi, everyone.
I was like, I don't know how to hand this.
We've been going. It's been a long, whatever, 72 hours. And yes, Mike Land is battling the sickness. I cracked open a big bottle of Dr. Pepper today, y'all. That's when you know it's serious. Not the tiny bottles. We brought out a full 16 ouncer. That's how crazy life has been. We're here to talk chaos because my brain honestly couldn't compute reading chapters, and it's been a couple weeks since we've talked to you because we took last week off because we do what we want now. That's what you get in 2025.
I was also sick last week.
Also, it was mostly because Mike Land was sick, but I just wanted to say we do what we want. But anywho, we're back.
And we do what we want.
We decided we would come and just chat with y'all. The world's a scary place. We thought we would hopefully distract you a little bit, maybe sharing some of your anger, whatever. Yeah. I'd like to apologize. We've looked at our stats recently. Other countries do listen to us, but it's mostly United States. So and we are two women who live in the United States. So this is obviously a little United States based in our anger. But you know, if anyone else is angry, I'm sure your countries aren't doing a bang up job either. Or maybe they are. I don't know. But ours certainly is not. But yeah, watch us on YouTube. You can see the great shimmy that Mike Land just did, and our faces, which I put on some pink lipstick for y'all, so you got that.
This face is naked
face right here.
Air.
But it's rocking it. You know, here's the thing about glasses wearers though, is like, even when you have a naked face, I feel like the glasses just really add a certain je ne sais quoi. I do not own glasses. I don't wear them because thankfully so far my vision's hanging in okay. But that means I do feel like I have to, you know, zhuzh the bangs or do something to, I don't know, look alive, I guess. But anyways, we're holding
my ring light because I just realized my lighting's not like super great.
The lighting's not working. These are the things you could see if you watch us on YouTube. And you're about to see it get so good. Wait for it. Looks like there's like a cool rainbow behind you, and I'm really into that. It's very Pride Month. We stand.
My thingy-mabobber on my window.
Yes, okay.
The thingy-mabobber.
The old thingamabobber. Of course. It's the thingamabobber. Yes. Okay, so chaos. First things first. Should we start with like sad and then get to happier topics?
I feel like we should start low.
Okay, and then
bring it up.
Bring it up. I agree. Yeah. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, we are two millennial girly pops. We have done nothing but live in unprecedented times. And here we are again. It's another time that's unprecedented. And we have an idiot for president who just up and decided that he was gonna chuck some bombs, chuck some missiles at Iran and Iran. I don't know. I'm terrible, and I have
Iran.
looked this up numerous times to pronounce it, and then I forget. So I'm so sorry. Iran. Anyways, so he did that. Not great. Didn't ask for congressional approval, and we're basically almost on the brink of war again, yet again in the Middle East. Love that for us, except I don't. And of course, every single person who's been like, yo, broski, you didn't talk this over with anyone is not like, Obama did it. Obama. But not the point right now. Not the point, and also not the same. Okay. One party's war crimes do not equate another party's war crimes.
No.
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 No. So not good. Shouldn't have done that, in my humble opinion. Even some
No.
people on the right are like, WTF, broski, we don't really want to be at war. So not
Right.
great. Everyone's worried about retaliation, gas prices, of course, some good old our country is going to, like, again, we all remember the Patriot Act after 9/11, where basically they took away a lot of our freedoms, and we were like, it's fine because we're scared of terrorism. So of course everyone's very worried about nuclear attacks and, again, any kind of retaliation. So of course they're going to use that to their advantage right now, and they're already talking about sleeper cells, which I'm sorry, I just don't think are true. I may be proven wrong. This podcast may come out and y'all might be able to come to me like, Bethany, you're an idiot, but I don't buy it. I think this is another way to be able to be Islamophobic and
100%.
just shitty to people that aren't white, basically. So yeah, we shall see what rights they decide to try to take away from people in this country out of fear, basically. And yeah, can't wait to just be in never ending wars. I don't even know.
It
I don't know.
is so crazy that Republicans love to bomb people. However, Democrats also love to bomb people. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. But
Except for you,
let's be
Jimmy
honest.
Carter.
Except for you, Jimmy Carter. Rest in peace, you little
Rest in peace.
scraggly old man.
Yeah, you little peanut farmer, you.
Bring back the peanut farmer presidents. Like, what the fuck?
That's where we went wrong, honestly. It was after we elected one and then decided not to keep doing that.
Yeah, now we have goddamn celebrities all up in here. I can't even. With this man. What were you saying right before that?
Bombing people. We love to
Ah.
bomb.
Yeah. So it's basically the exact same propaganda playbook that they gave to us in 2001, 2003.
Weapons of mass destruction. We all remember.
Yes, it's like the same thing. This Israel guy, you all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He has been trying to get us to do this forever, and Trump said, yeah, I'm really smart and I know what I'm doing, so sure, sign me up for bombs.
Yeah. Not great.
Not great.
Yeah, and here's the thing, maybe this is the millennial in me, but you fooled me before with the weapons of mass destruction. And mind you, at the time I was a child, so I was like, this is all big kid stuff and I don't understand it. I'm not an adult. I assumed that the leader of the nation like knew what he was talking about. And then I grew up and I realized that it was wrong and it was all lies. And again, every single person on both sides of the aisle were like, yeah, like Iraq was a mistake. And yet, what are we doing? We're doing it. I thought we like learned history, so we didn't repeat the same mistakes. But I guess I was wrong about that.
Well, we have.
Oh no, the sickness. It's coming for her.
The illness.
Illness.
Continue. I don't even know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything angers me. I'm angry. I'm stressed. I'm scared. And I mean, like, obviously, yes, I'm worried about myself and my family and my fellow Americans. Guy, I hate saying that. It sounds it's very
My
politician-y.
fellow
My fellow
Americans.
Americans. But mostly I'm just worried, like, the Middle East is already so torn up. Like, I'm worried about what we're going to do to them. Like, that's my main concern.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
how many more people are we going to obliterate off of the planet Earth in for stupid reasons, for oil, for whatever, for saying that yeah, some country has, you know, nuclear or whatever, when again, yeah, they've been saying it for years and like nothing has been proven. You want to know who does have nuclear weapons? Us. We did that. We have done that and we still have some.
But
And
this is real.
you know, just saying, but we're worried about Iran. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's great. And I hate it. And I'd like to not be an never ending wars. And again, for an administration that's all about cutting unnecessary costs and we want to save money and we want to save money, blah, 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 blah. Wars are hella expensive. I don't know if y'all knew that. Well, like hella expensive. So
Yeah.
okay, I guess we don't want to cut costs. Just if you
We're like living in some megalomaniac's wet dream right now. We're just like,
yeah,
it's all been leading us here. It's all been leading us here.
yeah, exactly.
America. Gotta make
Here we
some
go.
changes.
Just
But
for the 4th of July. Go for
that being said, I know my small town in South Carolina has protests, rallies happening every day this week, next week.
Slay.
Yes. And you know, yours might too. So just look up your 5051 chapter wherever you are. I'm in a super small town in South Carolina, and we have one. It's not even the Charleston one. It's the my town one. I'm not gonna tell y'all where I live.
Yeah. I'm not gonna dox myself. Yes. Yeah, there are lots of protests happening. I looked up, like, you could look up like where they are in the entire like state of Georgia. And I was really surprised, like certain places that I would not expect to be having these protests or having these protests. And I was like, okay, look at y'all, proud of you. So yes, wherever you think you live, that it wouldn't happen. I'm just saying, like, there's a chance that there might be something happening. So yes.
Yes. And then call your I hate fucking saying call your senators. Because it's like
it like feels useless, but I feel like I don't know, like what else can we do? I'm like, well, these are our choices, I guess.
Yeah, like I'm just calling up Lindsey Graham, being like, please,
what's
have
up,
a
Lindsey?
soul.
I know, isn't it so crazy? The people that represent us in the states that we live in, so embarrassing.
It's like it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. But yeah, you know, I like to leave little voicemails for them. Every once in a while, you get an intern, and you're like, oh hey. How's your internship going? Do you know that you're interning for the devil? Actually, both of our senators in Georgia are good people. Some of our Congress people are not good people. We all know who I'm talking about. Looking at you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's not technically my representative though, because I'm not from her, but you know.
We have Nancy Mace over here in Charleston.
Oh, Nancy. We love her. Just kidding. We do not love her.
No, we fucking hate Nancy Mace. Fuck you, Nancy Mace.
Fuck you. Yeah, so not great people. Pretty embarrassing people, but we do what we can. Again, at least both of my senators are actually pretty dope. So we're
I love that for you.
Yeah, I love that for me too. My governor, not great. Some of my congressmen and women, not great. But we do have two decent senators, and my mayor seems okay to my knowledge. I mean, he hasn't done anything to piss me off, so I'll take it.
There you go.
Yes, and he did post about the No Kings protests in a positive light, so we love that for him. He's a Democrat.
Do love that. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Also, this is going to be a time where people in blue states are going to be like, only bomb the red states.
Okay, listen, I'm already pissed off about that. Like, how many people are doing that? Like, oh, if you want to map the United States, and they just like basically circle the Southeast and like Texas and whatnot. And literally, fuck you, actually. Like, Jesus.
Like, what? Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
first of all, gerrymandering.
First
Second of all, voter suppression.
mm-hmm.
Third of all, we are regular motherfucking people down here. There are
Yeah.
queer people down here. There are black people down here, brown people, every type of person we have
Every single
down
person.
here.
Yeah.
Like,
Again.
and we're all trying to live and survive, and everyone's like, "Well, move to a blue state." Not everybody has the means
Not
to do
everyone can
that,
afford that, first of
and not
all.
everybody wants to. Do you
Yeah.
want to move away from your entire family to a
Right.
different state? Is that what you
Right.
want?
Like,
So,
no. Just no. Yeah. First of all, yeah, it's just like when a storm hits and people are like, why didn't they evacuate? Because not everyone is you, Charles. Not everyone has the means to do that. The time off, the money for gas to get when they
Charles.
start price gouging to Charles. Like, no one is trying to make their lives worse for themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's not how people
Right.
live. But yeah, like, so for generations, people have lived in the Southeast and they shouldn't have to move just because you and your blue state bubble think that they are less than. Like, there's so many good people that live down here. And again, all these blue states
Facts.
who say that they care about marginalized people, there are so many marginalized people that live all over the country. So yeah, let's not with that BS. This us versus
Yeah.
them, whatever. Again, I love people in California and Washington and Arizona and the Northeast. And I also have a lot of friends and family that live here in the Southeast. Like, we're all one United Nations.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm real tired of that. I'm already it was whatever. It's been like a handful of days and so many posts I've already seen about like, this is, just remember, this is where you should bomb, circling Florida. And again, as a born and raised 6th generation Floridian, you can shove it up your ass with the Florida hate. Okay, thank you.
There are real people in Florida too. It's not just the people on the
Exactly.
Miami-Dade Instagram.
Yeah, and also, like, I'm allowed to hate on Florida because I'm from there. You're not, so shove it.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
I'm allowed to make fun of them. Uh,
I'll beat you
yeah,
up.
beat you all the way up. There's a lot of good people and good things in Florida. There's a
Yeah.
lot of shitty things, but that be the case in literally anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
My hero. My husband has come back with toilet paper, everyone. Round of applause. We're really proud of him.
Oh.
Thank
I thought it was gonna
you.
be like a snack or
God,
something.
that would be more
Like
exciting.
toilet paper.
With toilet paper, as I ran by the store on my way home and I was like, do we need anything? And he was all like, souvenir, because that's what he likes texting me. And I don't know what that means. And I'm like, so nothing. Cool. So I go to the store. I don't get that. And then he's like, oh, we're out of toilet paper. That is why I texted you. So then he's
Yeah.
like, guess I'm running to the store. And I'm like, sure are. Because you had the
Yes.
opportunity when I was still out. And now I'm in. And I'm not going back out.
Exactly.
Yes. So yeah,
Suck it, Mike.
enough. Suck it. Enough with the blue state versus red state BS, because again, they act like just because a state is red, every single person in the whole state is a conservative whack job, and that's just simply not the case.
It's fucking
And
insane.
also, in regards to this is one of the things I mentioned. Well, I told my clan before we started that I was like, there's a couple things I want to talk about. And this is one of them, which is kind of in regards to protests, to the state of the world, whatever. A couple of things I've seen online recently, since obviously the No Kings protest was a super, super big protest all over the country. And again, we're going to have a lot more protests coming up, obviously anti war protests and such. And a couple, I haven't seen this like a ton, it's not super widespread, but I've seen a few posts about it. People, again, with the infighting, y'all, we're all on the same side. We're all on the same side. You know what the other side isn't doing? Infighting. And this is why they're winning. But anywho, people being mean about people's protest signs, which I think is really stupid. And they're like, I don't
Yeah.
know, we have to make everything a meme these days, because that's the culture we live in. Like, people are making them for these. Do you think in the 60s they did? Yeah, they've all. That's how it's always worked. You're always going to do it in the vernacular in which you are currently speaking in. Protests have always had silly chants. Why? Because they gain intention. They're easy to remember. Protests have always had stupid, silly signs. Like, this is not. I don't know why everyone thinks it has to be like obviously protesting is serious, but you want to make it in the culture in which you are living in. And the culture that we are living in does make everything into internet memes or pop culture, references or whatever. Like, that is just the times that we live in. And the whole purpose of a protest sign is to get attention to it. And that kind of stuff gets attention and might get eyes on it of people that don't agree with the original thing that you're protesting. I'd be like, oh, I like Taylor Swift. What's that about? Oh, what's this No King's Day thing? And then does their research and maybe realizes, oh, I do support this, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing to me that I've seen. Like I said, not a ton, but a few times, like people acting like they're better than other people. First of all, if you made a sign, that took time. Like, that took time. You are taking it seriously. You showed up, you protested. Like, what else do you want from these people? I don't understand this, like, I'm better than you because my sign was serious, or like, why are you all just so silly? It's not silly. Like, that's just how we communicate in this day and age. Like, why would you not communicate at a protest that way? I don't know. Just makes
Yeah.
sense to me. But yeah, it's been grinding my gears a little bit. I just hate when people get pretentious about shit. I'm like, they showed up. They care. They're trying. Like, why are you acting like you're better than them? Don't understand.
My sign was a piece of shit. It was a piece of cardboard that I ripped up first, but in the morning of the protest, wrote on it with Sharpie, and was out the door. I did not put any effort into that. And then I felt really stupid when I got there and everybody had like really well
It's like
done
really great sign.
old protest signs. And I was over here with like my ripped up piece of cardboard, like,
You're like, I did it.
billionaires are the problem.
Have you ever thought about billionaires? You think maybe they're the problem? Yeah, every day actually, I do. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like
100%. One
I
hundo.
I don't get it because again, I was just like scrolling through TikTok, and obviously my TikTok algorithm is pretty progressive leaning, is pretty left leaning. But I also have a lot of theater stuff. I'm on Theater Talk, I'm on Taylor Swift Talk, I'm on whatever. And I don't know why this one showed up in my algorithm. I don't know if it had to do with Taylor Swift or if it had to do with the fact that I engaged with political content on TikTok that is left leaning. But it was like, basically a dump of a bunch of different Taylor Swift signs that people saw at different protests around the
Oh, yeah.
country. And I mean, I enjoyed seeing people's creativity, but I was like, that's the thing. Like, Taylor Swift is one of the biggest tags on TikTok. If people are making them Taylor Swift related and it's showing up in people's Taylor Swift algorithm, like, it's bringing attention to the cause. So I don't know why that would be a bad thing, but some people on the internet just want to gripe about stuff for no
Yeah,
reason.
that's the thing is like you're never going to satisfy everybody on the internet. Let's
No.
be so
Never.
honest here. Like, for example, in this most recent season of Love Island, there was
Yes. Now we're getting to the real juice.
now we're really talking about voting here, people, okay? There was a very controversial elimination last night. And last night would be Sunday night. We are recording this on Monday.
Yes.
So there's another episode tonight. But
Slay.
last night's episode is what I'm talking about. The boys, they voted off one of their own. And it's very controversial on the internet. I understood the decision. I said, okay, yeah, I think that's smart. And this is why. Because I saw that man as like they were doing that thing that TV does where they edit the woman to be like hysterical and insane, and they like really minimize all of the shit that the boy is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like little things you have to pick up on. But if his own friends are like, you suck, I don't know. But anyway, everybody on the internet is like infantilizing him for some reason and like acting like he is like a sweet baby angel who's like getting treated so poorly by this mean girl. And I'm like, we were about to see him put the next girl through the exact same cycle. Like, he had already started when he got voted off. So anyway, people on the internet, everybody's gonna be mad all the time, and you can't please them. And I say, fuck Jeremiah. Sorry.
I don't know him, but I'm gonna agree with you. Yes.
Yes.
Gosh,
Yes.
Jeremiah, you're the worst. I agree.
They had a sweet baby angel on there for just 2 episodes. Let me tell you about this man. Jalen is his name.
Mhm.
At elite.brown on social media.
Okay, love that.
He is delightful. He came in, he's a truck driver. This was his first time out of the country. He was just like a humble little
Aw.
guy. He was only in 2 episodes. Probably a total of like 5 to 10 minutes of screen time
Mhm.
total. He had no TikTok when he went in. No
Oh,
TikTok.
bless.
He created a TikTok when he got out,
Yeah.
and within 2 days, he had over 1 million followers.
People love him.
That's my little sweet baby angel. I
That's a
love him.
little sweet
So,
baby.
everybody follow him
I'm gonna have
at
to check her.
elite.brown.
I'm gonna have to go follow him now. I'm
He's a cutie
intrigued.
patootie.
At elite.brown.
Elite. Yeah, period brown.
Period brown. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, what a little cutie. We love that.
Yeah.
That's
The
fantastic.
guy they voted off was kind of like me and Andrew were both trying to describe like what he looks like because he's like freaky. Like he's like uncanny valley, like too symmetrical, too perfect kind of like he looks fake.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it's
like
unsettling.
that.
It's unsettling.
I'm not. Yeah, I can't get down with that. No.
No.
No. Too much. What was I gonna say in regards to reality TV? I don't know. They did announce a new challenge season will be coming July 31st, and it can't come soon enough because
I
just
love that for you.
jonesing for some more challenge.
Have you started watching Traders yet?
No, that is on our list. We have been honestly like we haven't watched a ton of TV recently because it's the height of the summer movie season. So we've been like going to the movies a lot
Right.
more when we're like off together in the evenings, and when we have been at home, we've been watching some other like bits and bobs, some movies, honestly, and like preparation for movies. Like, oh, should we rewatch some Jurassics for Jurassic World, or oh, should we rewatch whatever? But we still have like a half a season left of the challenge of like old seasons because we made it through the whole thing. There was 3 seasons that are blocked for good reasons, mind you. It sucks though because now that I've watched the Contraband seasons, they're so good, and I know why they block them because the people that are on them are like hella problematic, and they're on a decent chunk. It's not like, oh, they're on an episode and then they get kicked off and we can edit around them. Like, no, like they are on most of the season, and it would have been really hard to edit around them, so they just don't air those anymore in syndication. But we found a way to watch the band seasons. Not saying how.
Love that.
And
LimeWire.
LimeWire, yes, exactly. Kicking it. I told you the early aughts are back. And so we've been working our way through those. And literally we're like, oh my God, like it sucks that so many like crappy people were on these seasons because these seasons are so good. But yeah, so we're almost done with that. And then we literally will have like no new to the all stars, all, whatever seasons that they have. We'll be completely up to date. But thankfully, July obviously is right around the corner, even though it's the very end of July. So, but we'll probably have a few weeks time span between finishing this and that new season starting. So I think that'll be the time that we get into Traders because I know both of us want to watch it. So it's on the list.
I'm so excited for you to get into the Traders. It is so good.
It's gonna be so.
First of all, I wanted to say, did not realize there was another freaking Jurassic Park movie out.
Yes. Yeah.
Did not realize that. Second of all, what was my second of all?
I don't know.
Oh, the Traders. They announced the new cast for the newest season.
Okay, yeah.
Donna Kelsey.
Oh, yes. I did see that, actually. I was like, okay, Donna Kelsey on Traders. Wild.
I know. And then they made some controversial choices. And by controversial choices, I mean, what the fuck were they doing? So the first one is Michael Rappaport.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. The second one is Clayton Underwood from The Bachelor. Let me tell you about this man.
Okay.
So this man was a bachelor. Okay. He left with a ring winner. Her name was Cassie. They had a relationship. They broke up. He put a tracker on her car. He was stalking her. He was harassing her for months. Like she filed like I think he was somehow like convicted of this, I
How
believe.
is he like being casted in things? Like he sounds like he's
Well,
a very not good dude.
here's the thing, and I'm saying this as a gay, everybody, okay? He came out as gay.
So everyone's like,
And
oh, so
so
he.
it's like his team like completely like got rid of the stalking story and put front and center like his coming out story, and so he has his own like coming out TV show,
Mm,
documentary and stuff. So
interesting. Happy you're
I don't know about that.
living your true self, but also you're still a stalker. I don't,
Yeah. Also, you still put a tracker on somebody's car.
Yeah,
The fuck?
so it's still problematic in my humble opinion, but you do you, I guess. I don't know. That's yikes. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's unsettling. A lot of things are unsettling right now. Just the
A
world,
lot of
the planet.
things. And reality TV is supposed to be my escape. Don't be putting unsettling people on it when I'm trying to escape from everything else. Isn't it scary to think that one of these people could be president one day? Because, like, again, speaking of the early aughts, there was this celebrity on TV. Oh, terrifying. I hope none of these people are president one day. Trying to think of the reality TV shows I watch. Who would I be most okay with being president? CT, 100%. No, he's too angry. Actually, he's mellowed a lot in his later years.
Yes,
And no
yes.
one can understand him. He's just like mumble, mumble, mumble in Boston. Um,
Yeah.
and it would be great. Speaking of Boston, I watched the Karen Reed docu series, which I'm not going to
Oh,
get into the whole shebang to bang of that. I mean, it is fascinating, but anytime I
it's
watch
fascinating.
something based in Boston, two things, or well, surrounding areas, because they weren't like in the city proper, but you know
Right.
what I mean. Um, Two things. One, accents always top notch, and I was like, yes, we get a little hint. Certain people have more than others that they interviewed. The second thing is everyone just rich in Boston, in your humble opinion? Because why do these people always have the most monstrous houses? And I understand the Northeast just has monstrous houses because they're old houses and whatever. But I was like, this lady's a single lady and this is her house. Like, I understand she has a good job, but like every single house that they show people living in, I was like, it's just the entirety of the city of Boston just loaded. Obviously, I know this not to be true, but it's just crazy to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
Northeast houses are wild.
They lived in like Canton, right?
Yeah. Is that like a
Canton.
very is it kind of more of a rich area?
It's more white.
It's more white.
So probably.
A little bit.
I mean, I lived in the town right next to it, which was Milton, and that town
They've
has
got some
money, okay?
money. Okay.
So, yeah, I would say like yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's like
I think
quote
the
unquote
same
those
thing.
are like the more upper scale suburbs of Boston.
Yes, and where my freaking family lives. My brother's house is gigantic.
Yeah.
I'm like, every time I see it, I'm
Like,
like,
this house is like why? Why is this house
he
so
has like
big?
this
And it's like
huge backyard.
a
It's like, oh my
standard
god.
family home to them, though, you know? Like, to us, we're
Yes.
like, "Wow, it's a crazy home." They're like, "It's just like a standard family home." I'm like, "Is it? That's crazy. Have you seen your house?"
It's
Crazy to me.
beautiful. They all have beautiful homes,
Yeah.
all of my siblings.
Like, I was like,
And
"Looks very
I
nice."
live in an apartment,
Like, I will never own one.
and I will never own a house a day in my life.
Maybe one day when we're like, nah, I don't know,
80,
80, yeah.
like 65, buying our
Yeah.
first house.
65 and we're like finally doing the like homeowners post on social media.
First time homeowners.
First-
I'm
Come on.
retiring and I'm buying a
And
house.
yeah, it's all in one go. Can you
Just kidding, none of
imagine?
us are retiring. Skip.
No, for sure. No, we're
So,
just
for
working to the
real.
day we die. For real, for real. Mm.
Yeah, I'm
Just little
down.
millennial things. So cutesy, such girly pop. We
Cute.
love it. Speaking of generations, look at me. I'm going to try to segue. One of the other things I want to talk about is, have you seen people talking about the Gen Z stare? I don't know if this has like
No.
popped up in your algorithm. Okay. So, of course, because I engaged with one video on TikTok, I now like saw it at like someone on Instagram. Like, I don't know, I've seen it like a couple places. And I was like, yes, thank you. Because it's from other millennials. So, like, they're not being like haters about it, or at least the content I've seen. I'm sure some people are being kind of bitchy about it. But they're talking about like the one girl's video I saw was like, "Hi, I'm not trying to sound like a boomer or anything. I swear to God, like I don't need to make small talk with my cashier at the grocery store or whatever." But as basically she was saying, has anyone else noticed? And I was like, yes, is that certain Gen Z workers, if you go in, like, let's say you're going into a restaurant and they're at the host stand, they just stare at you. And I need to be prompted because I have bad anxiety and I don't want, like, in my mind, because I worked at restaurants for years, I'm like, if you're not talking to me, you're not ready for me yet. You know, just like when you're in the drive thru, like, if you're not talking to me, you're not ready for me yet. So I patiently wait and they just stare at you. And then inevitably, because I don't want to be a boomer who's just like, two people, or like, I want a Coke before you're like, hi, how are you doing tonight? Inevitably, I have to be like, hello, how are you? And I have to like talk to them. And then they just kind of stare at you. And then finally, you're like, two people? Shuffle around, right this way. And I'm like, okay. And I have noticed this, like people that I presume, again, I don't know for certain if they're Gen Z, but they look younger than me. So I assume, and older than Gen Alpha, I assume that they're in Gen Z. And I was like, yes, this is a thing. They just like stare at you and you have to be the person to start it. And again, I don't need you to ask me how I'm liking the weather today. I don't need you to have a conversation with me when I'm checking out my groceries. I don't care. I honestly prefer less interaction. But it is just weird when they don't say anything because then I just get really anxious and I don't know. I'm like, do I talk first? Do you talk first? Like, you just have one of those like weird like standoffs. And I was like, I don't, and I know that like there's no way in the last few years, you know, that I've started noticing this, that we're not training people to say these things. I'm certain their managers are still like, all right, and you're going to greet this table and you're going to da-da-da, and you're going to razzle dazzle them. So I'm like, do they just not care? Like, but how are they not getting in trouble? Because I feel like we would have gotten in trouble. I don't know. Is it because they're dealing with like mostly us and we're not going to say anything to their managers because we don't care? I don't know. But it's just interesting. And I was like, thank you for this person or whoever, these few people I've seen on the internet for coming up with a term for it. Because I was like, yes, it's the Gen Z stare. They just stare at you. And then I'm like, do I talk first? Okay, hi, hello, how are you? And I'm like trying to be nice because again, I don't want to go up and just be like two people because I think that's rude. So I'm like, oh, hello, how are you? And then they don't respond, and I'm like, oh, are you ready for me? No, oh, yeah, oh, you are. Okay, yes, two. There's two of us tonight, and it's like this
That's
weird,
so
awkward
strange.
song and dance. But yeah, it's very weird. I'm just like, okay, like I've had a lot of cashiers recently who like don't say anything to me, like don't even say like the total, and they just like hand me
Yes.
the receipt, and I'm like, okay. And again, like I understand in this digital age I can see it on this little pad, like I don't really need you to tell it to me, but it's just, again, it's like these like cues to know when you're ready to do something, like okay, we're ready for the paying part. Like honestly, sometimes if I'm buying like a bottle of wine, they have to ask for my ID, and that'd be like the only thing they might say to me is like, do you have your ID on you? And I'm like, I sure do. But yeah, like again, I'm not doing it in the like, where's customer service these days kind of way. It's just I need you to prompt me, even if you nod and are like, go ahead. I just need you to prompt me when it's okay for me to talk to you. Because if you don't talk to me, I assume that you are not ready to talk to me yet, that you're doing something, maybe wiping a menu, getting some silverware set up, trying to figure out, okay, this table's been bussed and we can sit you at this table or whatever. Yeah, I just need you to be like, give me a minute, or like, yes, I am ready for you to tell me how many people, whatever it is
Yes.
it may be.
Join us in
Yes,
here.
join us. And like at coffee shops too, a little bit, like not so much at Starbucks because obviously that's so corporate. Like they kind of have to be
Yeah.
a little bit more whatever. But when I go to like local ones, and not often, I don't feel like it's happened to me super often, but a couple of times I've like walked up to the cashier, and again, I'm like, I'm gonna wait till they prompt me because I don't want to start prattling off an order when they're not ready for it. And especially something like a coffee order when you're like, I want oat milk instead of this, blah, blah, blah. Like it's a lot to remember. And so I kind of just like wait. And then they just like look at me and I'm like, are you ready for me? I'm like, are you ready for it?
Are you ready for it? Oat milk latte.
Latte. Iced if you can. So yeah. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting, and I was like, has anyone else noticed this? I sound like whatchamacallit. I can think of Jay Leno. Is anyone talking about this? Anyone notice this? These Gen Z kids just staring at you. But I was like,
I
what is it? Do you think it's like going through a pivotal time in their life during COVID? Do you think it's like this is
The
their way
internet?
of like sticking it to the man, the internet? Is it like I'm gonna act my wage, like I don't get paid enough to
Yeah.
greet people? I mean, again, Viva la Revolution, I'm here for it. I just need you
Yeah.
to let me know when it's my if I'm allowed to talk to you, because I don't want to be rude. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, listen, we're all too socially awkward for this. Like, you have to let us know when you're good to be talked to. Okay,
Yes.
that's all I ask.
Millennials need some extra care, some
We
extra
do.
TLC.
Yeah,
We're sensitive.
we're
Okay.
sensitive. We've gone through it. And we understand y'all have gone through it too, but like we've been going through it, okay? You
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
But
It's very interesting.
uh,
Now you're gonna be like looking for it. And the next time you go out somewhere, you're gonna be like, oh my God, yeah, like they
I
didn't
know.
really talk to me.
I know. I am.
And
I'm trying
it's
to think
very
of all the
bizarre.
places I've gone recently. They did that to actually, now that I'm
You're
thinking
like,
about it.
wait a minute. Mm-hmm.
I was at a little coffee shop like last week or the week before, meeting someone that I met on Facebook. Shout out.
Shout out.
And yeah, they just like I didn't even know where to order from, and I was just like standing there, and they were just like,
Yeah. I'm
and
like,
I was
please
like,
someone direct me.
I'm like, are you busy?
Help me, please. I'm so. But
Help
yeah.
me, matcha, matcha.
Like Gen Z is too cool to care. They're like, I ain't getting paid enough for this, whatever. And millennials are so anxious about ever being perceived wrong by someone that we're like, please, please, just let us
I don't
know.
want
We
to
don't
bother
want to do
you.
the wrong thing. The anxiety I get, y'all, going to a quick service restaurant and not knowing if I have to clean up my own plate or if I leave it. Like
Mm.
if it's not abundantly clear to me if it's a place I've never been and I go on an order and I'm like, I start looking around and I'm like, have other people left their plates? So like I don't want to do the wrong thing. And I get so much anxiety from it. And again, usually by the time your meal ends, you can kind of figure it out. You might be like, oh, in the corner, I see, please return dishes here. Oh, that's just Luna having a big old itch. I was like, what is that? That was wild. Sorry, a squirrel. But or like you see other people picking up their plates or other people getting up and leaving their plates. But every once in a blue moon, I still don't really know by the end of the meal, and I have to like
No.
kind of look around for an employee
Yeah.
and be like, hello, what do I do with this? I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. And then half the time they're like, oh, you would put it up, but I'm here now. And I'm like, no, let me. I just wanted to know.
No.
No.
Take a break.
Take
Go
a
in the
break,
back.
please.
Have a soda.
Have a soda. Take a chill. Let me get this, please. I'm fine with that. But yeah.
When I do self checkout at the grocery store, I like to put my cart back, not my
Yes.
carriage, my basket back
Yeah.
where I got it.
I respect
And sometimes I'll take extras if I see them around. Because there's never any freaking baskets. And also
that.
like
Yes.
that's the easiest thing to do. You're walking by
Yeah.
the exit. Anyway,
Right.
so
Okay.
and I get like sometimes like they're like, "Oh, hey, I'll take this basket for you." And I'm like, "No. Don't take
I've
this
got
basket.
it.
I've got it. I'm putting it back where it belongs. Don't worry."
There's this one lady at the grocery store by my house that I've gotten a couple times now as a cashier, and her big thing is like, "Oh, you can just leave it in the basket, hon, and then I'll get it out of the basket and I'll get the basket." And I was like, the first time she said it, just like I was like, "Oh gosh," like I just feel like that's like more work. Like I don't mind taking out the basket and then taking my basket up front again. Like you said, you have to walk past the exit. I have no qualms doing that. And so the first time I was like, whatever. And she's like, it's easier for me like this. And I'm like, are you sure? I literally said that. Are you sure? And this poor woman's probably like, what is wrong with this lady? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, if you insist.
If anybody's ever worked in a grocery store, sound off in the comments about your feelings about this.
Yeah. As someone who did work in a grocery store back in the
Oh
day,
yeah.
I always return my basket in my cart. Like, obviously, if they offer to take my basket, I will do it. But yeah, at self checkout, obviously, there's one person kind of just like making sure that people aren't stealing things. So they're not doing that. So I just return mine because usually it's like very close to where you are, anyways.
Yeah.
But yes, if I go outside, even if a little cart return thing is nowhere near me, you bet my ass I am walking it over to that. I don't care if it's raining, if it's snowing. That doesn't happen a lot where I live, but occasionally. a million degrees, which does happen a lot where I live, I am walking my little booty to the little cart return because I know how much of a pain it is
Always.
to have to get those. So yeah,
Always.
that's my one big thing. And also just like I always make sure my ID is prepared. Like I don't want to be like I don't want to hold up the line for any reason. Like
Same.
I'm
It
like I'm
stresses me
ready
out.
to go
I
paying.
have, like,
I'm
everything in my
yeah,
hands.
I'm like I'm so ready for this.
I'm doing the millennial stare, which
Yes.
is just, like, extra excited
Yeah.
to be asked for some
Please
paperwork
like
that you have
me.
ready.
That is the millennial stare. That's the millennial way. We are just a bunch of pathological people pleasers. I don't know what that says about us. But yeah,
Oh,
you know.
my light died.
Oh no. But
My
yeah,
light died.
there's Michael and I recently were talking about happy mediums in life, and I feel like there's got to be a happy medium between the millennial stare and the Gen Z stare. We're like,
Yes.
please like us, and we're just trying to make your life easier. And all of them are like, can't be bothered. I feel like there's got to be a
Yeah.
happy medium, you know? And it's certainly not boomers because they're asking for too much. I don't know what Gen X is doing. Maybe Gen X is the happy medium. I don't know. But maybe Gen Alpha will figure it out.
Maybe.
Let's hope.
Maybe Gen
Let's hope for the
X.
kids
I
that
kind of always
they're
forget about Gen X, you know?
same. Everyone always does, which is why my theory is always we need to bring them up more because they're not getting hated on enough, probably. I don't know. I don't know if they did anything
I don't
wrong, though. Probably. Every generation has its mess ups.
Every generation has
Yeah.
its mess ups.
It's like we all
I
make fun of
mean
boomers, and then people just have been making fun of millennials on both sides. People
Yeah.
that are older than us, people that are younger than us, which I think is unfair. No one else is getting it from both ends, you know?
Yeah.
But alas, what can we do? And then Gen X is
Alas.
just some cruising on by like it's nothing. But speaking of millennials, look at me
Yes.
segueing again. Another happy later topic that I wanted to discuss. As y'all know, I am a movie girly. I saw 2 movies this weekend. We've been hitting the way the release schedule has gone. It's been like 2. We usually try to see one on like a Thursday and then like a Sunday or something. So we've been hitting up the 2 new releases usually if there's something we're both interested in. So we saw 28 Years Later, which is very good. And we saw Elio, which was also very good. Another movie, I'm telling you, I really think this is the summer of like mental health in movies, which is very needed because Lord knows all of our mental health is struggling. Those were good. But the thing I want to talk about is that the New York Times is currently posting, they're doing like 20 a day, the top 100 best movies of the 21st century. So anything that came out 2000 or after, obviously. They are currently ranking, and they polled, I think, like 500 people in the film industry or whatnot. You can also put your own. You can do a ballot where you can put your like top 10 or whatever. So a few of my friends were doing like funny ones, and a few people were doing like serious ones. But I was just like, this is interesting and a lighthearted thing and up my alley. So as of the recording, they've only released the first 20. Obviously, each day this week they'll be releasing more. So when you're listening to this, there's probably 20 more released. But yes, they've released 100 through 81. And some of them I have seen, some of them I have not seen. But 100 is super bad, which I was like, not my favorite movie, but I understand it's like cultural impact, I guess.
Yeah.
Memories of Murder, which I am familiar with, but I've never seen.
Never
It's
seen it.
from the same director as Parasite, I believe. And then we have Grizzly Man, which I've also never seen, but I've heard about. Gravity. Black Panther coming in at 96. I think maybe a little bit low, in my humble
A
opinion.
little low.
Little
Yeah.
low, but I'm happy to see that it made the list. The Worst Person in the World, not familiar with it.
Never heard of it.
Minority Report, good movie. I don't like Tom Cruise, but I do like Minority Report. Again, I think it had, speaking of earlier, how a country will just take away your freedoms in, you know, the disguise of safety. Minority Report, great movie. And Steven Spielberg has gone on record that was kind of his response to the Patriot Act and, you know, post 9/11 terror, blah, blah, whatever, is that movie. So Again, the 2000s are back, baby. And go watch
We're
Minority
back,
Report if you haven't
back
seen
and
it.
better than ever.
Back and better than ever. Michael Clayton at 93. Gladiator at 92. I'm just going to say something, and this may be controversial. I think Gladiator is an overrated movie. Like, I think it's fine. It's fine.
It's
I don't
fine.
like. I really don't know why people love it as much as they do. My humble opinion. At 91 we have Fish Tank. 90 is Frances Ha. 89 Interstellar. I'm already annoyed because, as I've mentioned before, I think that Christopher Nolan is a hack. I do like some of his Batman movies, but that's about it. Other than that, he's always killing women, and I'm not for it personally. 88 is The Cleaners and I. I've never heard of it. 87, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Is that the first one or the second one? That's the second one. Two Towers is the whatever. Again, I know this is controversial, but I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. Sorry, not sorry. It's just not for
Same.
me.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry everyone. I'm sure I know that they mean a lot to a lot of people, and I'm so happy for you. 86 is Past Lives. 85 is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Can you imagine putting Anchorman above Black Panther?
That's insane.
Insane. That's crazy to me. Melancholia is 84. 83 is Inside Llewyn Davis. Never heard of it. 82 is The Act of Killing, and 81 is Black Swan. Which also, Darren Aronofsky, I've seen the trailer a few times now. I can't think of what it's called, but has a new movie coming out because I've seen the trailer a few times. And it is the most not Darren Aronofsky thing I've ever seen. Like when the trailer first, when Mike and I first saw it, and at the end of it, it was like directed by Darren Aronofsky. We're like, what? This is not a movie I thought he would be directing. But it kind of looks good. I don't know. I might have to see it. But
what's it called?
I can't remember. I have to look it up. I'll look it up right now. I've seen the trailer like twice. I should know. It has, but yeah, this trailer is like not at all what I would have thought. I was like, the guy who did Requiem for a Dream and Black Swan is doing this? Crazy. Director. What's it called? This isn't it. Is it? Upcoming project? It's probably an upcoming project. Is it Breakthrough? No. Caught Stealing. That's what it's called. Caught Stealing. But yeah, the trailer is wild. I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm intrigued. It has Zoe Kravitz, Austin Butler, Matt Smith is in it playing this like punk. Like I think it's definitely like supposed to be set in the 80s, maybe. I don't know. That's what the vibe of the trailer. Oh, okay, Underbelly the 1990s, probably like early 90s. But yeah, Matt Smith is playing this like very stereotypical like punk guy of like, you know, late 80s, early 90s. I want to see if I can see a picture of him. But yeah, here he is. Yes, in the movie. Yeah, very like.
Oh, okay.
I see. But yeah, I don't know. It intrigues me. But yes, the first time the trailer came on, I was like, Darren Aronofsky? I do like Black Swan though, I will say. Interesting movie. Not something you rewatch a lot because like kind of tough
I've never seen it.
But it's interesting. It's interesting. But it's good. But yes, so I was just like, ooh, that's an interesting prompt though. I'm trying to think of like what of the 21st century, like what would be some of my favorite movies, and that's kind of tricky. I'd really have to put some thought into that. I feel like most of my all-time favorite movies are slightly older than the 2000s. I think the only thing I have in my top 10 movies of all time is like one movie from the 2000s, and that's obviously 2005's Pride and Prejudice. Absolute masterpiece. Obviously.
Masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece. Yeah, not to say that I don't think there are a lot of great movies that have come out in the 2000s, but yeah, I don't know. That's tricky. There's not a lot of good ones. Yeah. I'd really have to put some thought. So I'm intrigued. I will be looking at this list every day to see what they put on it and what I agree with and what I don't. But yes, apparently they polled a bunch of people. So it's not like just one random person was like, this is what I've decided. Like it was like 500 people that like work in the film industry. So if you're a director and actor, like just, you know, they took a polling of different people and compiled the list that way. So yeah, kind of interesting.
I wonder what number one's going to be.
I know. I was like, that's hard.
Wait, no, that's the 90s.
Like, what could be the number one movie of the I don't even know. That's tricky. 21st century, man. There's been some good ones, been some weird ones. But, that's every century, decade, what
It's
have
every
you.
century.
Yeah.
We
I
got
feel like
weirdos, we got normies.
that. So true. But yeah, I think that's about wraps it up. Any other thoughts, feelings, good vibes you'd like to put out into the world?
I'm just saying, if y'all need to disassociate, if you need to just shut your brain off, Love Island USA.
Yeah.
Season 7's currently out. Season 6 was a masterpiece, so you can always go back and watch that one because that one was
so true.
art.
Pure art.
But yeah, that's a read a book.
Read a book. Read
Don't
a
use
book.
ChatGPT.
Oh my God. Yeah. Please don't. Just don't do it. My friend just sent me her syllabus because she's taking an English class this semester. And I said, this is going to sound weird, but can you send me the syllabus? Because I told her I'd help edit her stuff. And I was like, wait, I want to know more about this class. And today was the first day of this summer semester. And I was like, can I please? She just texted me, I sent you the syllabus. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to go read a syllabus.
Ooh.
No, obviously
I
not the
like
whole
that.
night. But
Let me
yeah.
know because I'm curious.
I'm intrigued. Apparently it has something to do
Is
with
it gr-
comic books. And I was like, oh, hell, she did not realize that when
Ooh.
she signed up for it. She thought it was like a literature, which comic books are literature, but she thought it was like a more like classic literature English class. And then she saw that today and she's like, oh my God. And I was like, no, this is gonna be a great class. I'm so excited for this class. I act as if I'm
Yes.
taking it. But I'll be editing some papers on it. So I want it to be about interesting things. So
Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah, I was like, let me know if you need some comic books to read. I've got a couple that I could recommend. And I did have to once read a crap ton of the Walking Dead graphic novels for a class that I took. So let me know if you need any advice on that. But yes, take fun classes, y'all. Like, honestly, it's like nothing is serious. Like, college is,
No.
like, take some fun electives or something, truly, and it'll make it go by better. All right.
Yes.
That's all from us. Take care of yourselves now more than ever. And yes, find whatever way you can unplug from the doom scrolling and bring joy into your lives.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for chatting with us.